Kendall, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Now, for people who want to know what uncensored is, uncensored is my way of showing people that even with a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any type of disability. That you should never give up or have people label you. And you should prove to people you can still mount to something.
I love it. It's great. Actually, it's so interesting, hearing you say that. It brings up a few things for me that I would love to kind of interject. First of all, I feel like in life we all have disabilities, and some are a little bit more prohibitive than others, but we all have them in one form or another. And I think it's really awesome that you're setting an example, that you are, that you have what has been coined as a disability, but you're not letting that prevent you from really enjoying and embracing the gifts that you have and what you believe is right for yourself. So that's the first thing. I think we all have disabilities, though. Some people have them in the way of fears. Some people have them in the way of thinking. I mean, there's just, we all have something that prevents us from, I don't even want to say prevents us, limits us, especially in our mind, where we label it, basically. But it prevents us in our own minds from doing certain things. We say, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good at technology. Or, oh, no, I can never sing, But really funny, side note, one of my roommates, actually, she'll probably kill me for saying this, but let's do it in a polite way. She doesn't have a great voice, but she'll be the first person to stand up in karaoke and completely belt it out and not care what anybody thinks, because she is so into what she's doing. And she's so fascinating to watch. You listen and you watch her, and it's not about listening to her, it's about watching her and her commitment. So I love that. And then the second thing that I want to interject with is that I have a sister that has a learning disability as well, and I'd love to somehow connect you guys, because I think it would be important for her to see somebody like you that is taking what has been labeled as a disability. And again, I'm not saying it's not legitimately a disability. I'm not disputing that. But, what society has coined or medically has coined as a disability, you not thinking of it as a disability for yourself. You thinking of it as the ability to push yourself through things. So I'd love to be able to connect you guys, because she a lot of times will bring up her disability and how she can't do things because of it. So, awesome.
Well, if you want to do a group interview, I'm always up for that.
Oh, thank you. She's up in Massachusetts. I will be up there at the end of May, but I won't be up there until then. But maybe at the end of May when I'm up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, first off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Wow, let's see. Something that doesn't sound so cliche. Well, I'm just a regular girl with big dreams, and let's see, very passionate about acting. Love it. I didn't start doing it till 11 years ago. I had never acted a day in my life, and I just happened upon it, and it took me by storm and just filled my heart and soul, and I never felt anything so amazing in my entire life, and decided, I have to do this. This is my calling. So I've been going after it. As I mentioned, I'm in my 11th year, and recently moved to Atlanta to work on furthering my acting career, and we'll see what happens, doing whatever I can to make it happen.
All right.
So other than that, I'm just a person that really loves people, loves life, loves loving. I know it sounds so corny and so hippy-dippy, but I really do. I love, people make fun of me saying that I wear rose-colored glasses, and I really do. I wear rose-colored glasses. I look at the world as, you know, everything and anything's possible and everything's beautiful, and, you know, I don't watch the news for that reason, because I feel like it's so negative and I don't want negative thoughts put in my head, because I just want to look through rose-colored glasses.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm like the same way.
Yeah? Awesome. Yay! I knew I liked you.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, when you were in college, were you a study nerd or party animal? And the second question was, did you ever do any sports growing up?
Yeah, okay, so I only went to a year of college. Interestingly enough, I went to a prep school for 3 years. So I went to a private boarding school for 3 years, and then ended up only doing a year of college. I wasn't a real good student. I think that I just wasn't good at studying. It wasn't that I wasn't smart. I just wasn't good at studying. And I think I would get very, very frustrated because I wasn't good at studying, or I thought I wasn't good at studying. I just never really learned how to study, or a way that made sense to me, that made me want to study. So I kind of skated by. Would I say I was a party animal? I guess I was, if I had to define myself, I would say I was more of a party animal, but I wasn't like really a party animal. I think I was more because I just didn't really want to focus on studying. You know, so I was more social. I'm going to say that. I was more social. I was a social animal. Definitely not a nerd, though. Although I can be pretty nerdy sometimes, but yeah, I definitely, social animal. I wanted to make friends with everybody. Oh, and then your next question, sports. So, let's see. I was never really on a team. I did do a variety of sports. I played tennis. I ran a lot. I think I was on track one semester, maybe. I snow skied. I went snow skiing at my high school because it was up in the northwest part of Massachusetts. So we used to get on a bus and go snow skiing a couple times a week. But so I snow skied. I've always been into outdoor sports: canoeing, kayaking, rowing, water skiing. Let's see. You know, I mean, I love sports, and I'm a serious adventure junkie. Love hiking, and I've done all kinds of crazy stuff all over the world. You know, hang gliding and hot air ballooning and glacier skiing and whitewater rafting and, you know, all kinds of stuff like that, but not a particular, like, game sports. You know, like, I've never been big for sports games. When I was younger, I played kickball. Does that count?
It does.
Do people still play kickball?
I have no idea.
Did you ever play it?
Sometimes I sucked at it.
You did? No. I was good at it, actually. That was the one team game that I was good at. And I played some soccer and a little bit of softball when I was growing up. But I wasn't, you know, after I went into, like, high school, I was never on a team or anything. What about you? Were you?
Yeah, with the end, I was never good with that same hand-eye coordination. Like, I can catch a ball, but, you know, sometimes I get confused in the heat of the moment. But I lost count how many times I got whacked in the face by a basketball, or so I catch and I would catch and I would want to be fast enough.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, I just felt that. Oh, that hurts. That's like a sting, right? It stings so badly. Yeah, having any kind of ball like that come in your face is just awful. Scary and, hurts. Oh, I can feel that. Oh.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, when you were on track, did you ever cause any pile-ups or any bloopers?
On track? On the track team?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I don't think so. I mean, I only did it for one semester. I think I missed the hurdle a few times. That was kind of funny. But I don't think I caused any pile-ups or anything. But yeah, I think I missed the hurdle a few times. Or like I'd be going towards it and all of a sudden I'd be like, I can't do it. And then I'd like run away. I used to do that actually when I was younger in gymnastics with the vault. You know, I'd like run like crazy up to the vault and then I'd get up there and I'd be like, I'm not ready.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned gymnastics. That was to be my next question. Did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids? Sorry, not a human pyramid, girl.
Oh, like for cheerleading?
Well, it's funny people keep referring to it as cheerleading, but you can, yes, be cheerleaders do it, but that's more like in Joe overall.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure I have. I just don't remember. I don't think I did it when I was in gymnastics. Maybe just more for like a fun thing at high school or something. But I wasn't a cheerleader either, so.
No, I wasn't either, but I love the whole human pyramid thing. I always wanted to do one. I know I'm a loser.
It does look really cool. My cousin runs a cheerleading camp, and all of her kids have cheered, and I see they send pictures on Facebook all the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It looks scary, but really cool.
Well, if you're interested, maybe you can help me do one day.
Okay, I'll try it, sure. I'm open for trying things.
Like I said, I'm a loser, but I love that stuff.
I don't think you are a loser. No. Stop that. Don't say that.
Now, this is also your time as well. Is there anything that motivates you? And I'm going to put you in the driver's seat now. Is there anything that motivates you? Anything gets you fired up? Or anything you want to talk about?
Well, yeah. Quite a few things do. Let's start with acting. I mean, put me on set, I'm in heaven. Give me a character that's like completely opposite of me, even better. Because I get really into it. Yeah, that gets me really fired up. Auditioning, just transforming myself. I had 1 week that I had like 4 auditions, and I went from being a newscaster to a drunk cougar mother, to a doctor, a psychiatrist, to I don't even remember what the next one was, but it's just so amazing to be able to kind of transition into these characters. It's almost like you get to live a little snippet of someone else's life. It's really amazing. That's one of my favorite things. And then there's nothing more rewarding for me than connecting with someone, like really talking to someone and having them be as raw and honest as possible, and just having a conversation with someone where you just feel like, wow, that is just the coolest thing. You walk away, from that person feeling like you just like enhanced your whole life from connecting with that person. So that's one of my sweet spots. And spending time with people that I really trust and love. There's nothing like, especially family. Spending time with family, to me, like I'm going up at the end of May to be with my family, and I don't know, when we're all together, it's just like, it's like there's nobody else there, there's nothing else there. It's just the most beautiful thing to be able to let your hair down, not be anybody other than completely 100% yourself. If you're not in a good mood, you don't have to put a smile on. If you're not, if you're in a good mood, you get to laugh with them, and they laugh with you because they really know you and understand you. And I don't know, just that unconditional love is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that fires me up. A good run fires me up. Like, I run around my neighborhood here, and there's a lot of hills, and I came from Florida, and Florida's flat, so it was just a piece of cake to run. Running here, when you get up that hill, you just kind of like, ah! You just want to scream. It feels so good. And then you finish the run, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just ran all those hills. It's such a good feeling. So that's a great feeling. Like I said, I love snow skiing, traveling, knowing that I'm going to explore a new country or a new community or a new place that I've never been to before. Oh, it just makes me so happy.
Now, what brings you to LA? I mean, not LA, Atlanta.
Atlanta? Well, going through a huge life change. I was married for a very long time, and I wanted to kind of start over. So Atlanta's film and television market is going through the roof right now. So I have an agent here. I've had one here for quite some time. She is like just an amazing woman and just serious agent, like really great. So I decided to come here to kind of further my career and work underneath her, work really closely with her. She's the bomb. Her name is Laureen. And I don't know, just, yeah, my career really brought me here. And it's very different. It's not Fort Lauderdale. It's really different. No palm trees. No beaches.
Now, like I said, I like things to be interactive, so you can get up, walk around, you can show us your place. It's whatever you want to do, but, I like things to be...
Well, my room's kind of a mess right now. I don't know if you want to see my room.
Well, I don't mean to impose on you, but I just mean...
No, it's okay. Thanks. You want to sing? No, just kidding. Do a monologue? No, just kidding. Yeah, no, I mean... I don't know. She put me on the spot. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do.
Well,
Tell me about you. You live in, what part of New York do you live in?
I'm more like upstate. I'm like an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes away from the city.
Nice.
So, you ever been to Woodbury Commons?
No.
Basically, it's the second biggest mall in America. Big tourist attraction. And you're not missing much. Yeah, it's funny. People around here don't go there, but people from the city, people from all over the world go there.
Yeah. What's the first biggest mall? Is it the one in Minnesota? The Mall of Americas? Do you know?
I think... that's a good question. I just know Woodbury Commons...
You know that fact when you throw out it's the second biggest mall. You gotta know what the first biggest mall is.
Well, the first one would either be the one you said, the one in Minnesota, or it would be...
It's not Minnesota, it's Minnesota.
Well, it's either that one, or it would be the Palisades one in Poughkeepsie.
Oh, really? In New York?
Yes.
Oh.
But
you're...
I
heard my friend lives in Minnesota, and she she works for a company that is in the Mall of the Americas, and she works for Mattel, actually. She works for like the Barbie Dream House. She gets to be around Barbie all day long.
Hey, if you can get me a job doing that, I have no problem.
Oh yeah, you want to work with Barbie?
Well, Mattel also works with WWE.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, are you a wrestling girl?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I grew up with the WWF and WCW, the whole wrestling thing.
Oh, no way. Do you know who Jerry Lawler is?
Yep.
I was in a film with him.
Oh, that's cool. What movie?
It's called Girls Gone Dead. Oh, you froze. You're frozen.
No.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, it's called Girls Gone Dead. He was one of the actors in it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nice. He's very nice. He had some really funny scenes in that movie. I think it might be still on Netflix, but I'm not sure. It was on Netflix, Showtime, and Movie Channel for a couple of years. I don't know if it still is. But you could definitely find it somewhere, I'm sure.
Well,
but if you're into wrestling, maybe you should watch it. I don't know if you like horror films, though, because it's like kind of gory, sleazy horror. It's an interesting movie.
Well, after the show, I do have a couple questions for you, but to answer your question about horror movies, yeah, I was a big fan of Fright Night, Lost Boys.
I love Lost Boys.
Let's see, what else was there? Disturbia wasn't bad.
Disturbia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Was that Robin Penn, right? Was that Robin Wright Penn in that?
It came out in 2008 with Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. I knew I had seen it. Alright. Cool. Awesome. So you have some other questions, you said?
Yeah, but I can ask you off the air. But
okay.
Wrapping.
Oh my gosh, funny stories. That's putting me on the spot. I think my life is a funny story, actually. I can't think of anything like right this second that's that funny. Everything to me is funny. I don't know.
Well, you appreciate this one. You know, you're giving the accent to Minnesota, and
yeah.
I was being.
Can you do any accents? Can you do any accents?
Not really. I can do like some impressions, so not really good, but I can do a couple.
Yeah, what can you do?
I can do Yogi Bear and I can do Ray Romano.
Let's hear him.
Hey, boo boo, how you do?
That's awesome.
I did that all in high school, and I recently started Ray Romano. Like, hey, who's been eating my deep right? Hey, who's been eating my potato chips? Come on, there's half the bag left. You can go on by your own.
That was really good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That was really good. I can't do impersonations very well, but I can do accents really well.
Well, what accents can you do?
Let's see. I can do a New York accent. So this one is I can do a Jewish New Yorker and an Italian New Yorker. So let's see. Let me start with the Jewish New Yorker. Did you talk to her? I mean, darling, I'm telling you, if you don't buy that chocolate, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That was really good.
Yeah, and then let's see. Then I can go Boston. Let me go Boston. So I don't know. I just want to party until like 3 in the morning. I don't know. You call me in the morning and we'll talk, and it'll be perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's wicked pissa that you're interviewing me today. I love it. You know, it's great, and I don't know what to talk about anymore. It's like, I don't know. I'm stuck for words here. You know.
Yeah, I
can do a southern accent. Let's see. Let me go south here. Let's go on down south here and talk like this. And my name is Julie Kendall, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And I don't know. I mean, a lot of people around these there parts, kind of talk like this, and it's kind of funny because sometimes I don't understand what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of weird, you know. Okay, and then here's my other one. Okay, wait, let me see if I can get it. Okay, let me talk to you now in a British accent. Would you like to have some tea with me this afternoon? You tell me, would you like to have some tea or coffee, or we could just talk about the weather? I don't know. It's up to you.
See, you're very talented at that. Actually, now I mentioned doing the voiceovers at the end. I would love if you can do in a couple of accents for me.
Absolutely. Do whatever accents you want.
And I think you would be perfect. What movies have you, and I know I have sort of asked before, but our last subject is what movies have you starred in, and have you been any extras, and have you done any voiceovers for those movies?
Let's see. What movies have I starred in? I've starred in quite a few. I've been lead and supporting in a lot. I've been in over, I've lost track, but about over 60 films. And I'd have to look at my resume to remember exactly which ones I starred in. Let me think. I was Sub Rosa is one that I starred in. I was more like co-lead, I guess you would say, in some of them too. New Hope is another one it's on Netflix. New Hope. There's another one coming out called Amidst the Devil's Wings that I was a pretty big supporting in. I don't, like I said, I have so many that I have like 60. If you go on my IMDb page, you can kind of see. You'll see all the great projects I've been in. You know, I was on America's Most Wanted. I was one of the leads in that, and I played an interesting character. Very interesting. Very unlike who I am. It was really fun.